Hey, what's going on? Jesse Belvin here, your seven-figure dad. Welcome to day one of Blogging with a Purpose. As you know, this is the very first step in order to go out there and make a massive amount of money online. Get your piece of the online pie. What we're going to be talking about here today is just the basic setup for you to go out there and achieve this goal. So here's what I want you to do first, okay? I want you to go ahead and download your workbook so you can follow along. Okay? So we're going to go ahead and begin, and then I'm going to take you through step by step and have you pause after each section. Step one, planning your why. Now, what is a why, right? We hear this a lot, especially for some people that are beginning their entrepreneurial, journey, if you will. What why is what's hurting you. It's your goal. It's the reason you're getting up and every day. It's the reason you're chasing your goals, your dreams. It's the reason that you're making it happen. Okay? Now, unfortunately, just wanting to make money is not a good enough reason. Okay? It's just not. I learned this about a year into my journey as well, that just wanting to go out there and make money wasn't good enough. In fact, check this out. If you took a pie graph and you went out and asked 100 people if they wanted to go make more money, right? Rich, poor, black, white, man, woman, doesn't matter what their background is, every single one of them would want to make more money. That'd be a pretty boring pie graph, right? So what you have to do is you have to make sure that you have a very unique, important why. Something that's going to keep you motivated when it's tough to keep going. You know, this is just like any other business. There's going to be good times and there's going to be bad times. And you need to make sure that you continue going, and that's what your why is all about. Now, what I want you to do is go ahead and pause this and go to your workbook and go ahead and fill out your why in the section provided below. All right, welcome back. Now, let's go to explore your passions and interests. Okay, this is very, very, very important. Why is that? Hold on. Okay. Now, why is that? It's because you need to be excited about what you're talking about, right? I can't even imagine being, starting off a blog talking about something I didn't give a shit about, right? You're going to be able to hit 1 week's topic, second week's topic, maybe even a third week's topic, but guess what? Eventually, you're going to come up empty. You're not going to have anything to talk about. So it's very important that you pick a topic. And we'll be talking about brands and stuff down the road, but it's important to know what excites you, because ultimately you're going to be talking about this. This is going to be your business. You're going to be talking about this essentially forever. So it's good to be fired up about what you're going to be talking about. Now, I want you to go ahead and pause this section, and I want you to go ahead and fill out the section provided below, so that we can make sure that whatever you're going to be talking about is something that you're fired up about.
Redo that sentence. It's going to be weird because it's going to be cut.
Okay, so what am I saying?
Whatever you just said, because you paused and then you kept going, I said, anytime you stop, you have to redo a sentence, otherwise it sounds really choppy.
So make sure you pause this section and go to the area we have below and go ahead and put in what your interests and hobbies are. Explore your passions and interests. So what I want you to do right now is go ahead and pause this video and go to the section below and go ahead and put in what your interests are. This is going to be important in being able to figure out what you want your overall brand to be.
Perfect.
The next section is discover your people. Okay? This is very important and often skipped by a lot of people who are getting into the online game. What I want you to do is I want you to download the PDF that we've attached to this, and this is going to help you really describe who your target audience is, okay? For instance, if I was doing a mom blog, obviously I wouldn't be targeting, millennials, or young ones anyways. I wouldn't be targeting men, okay? Or if I, for myself, I'm a seven-figure dad, okay? My primary audience is people that can relate to being a parent and people who are often busy. If you're not busy or a parent, chances are my brand doesn't really mesh with you. So what you want to do is figure out who is your audience, who are your people. So like I said, we've attached a PDF that you can go ahead and download, and you can go ahead and talk about, go ahead and you can go ahead and write down, what their names are, what their age is, what's the location, what's their hobbies, what's their profession. You want to get a good idea of who you're trying to target. So go ahead and pause this video and write in that PDF and go ahead and get that filled out, and we'll wait on you. The next section, your brand name, right? We talked about, who's your target audience. We've talked about, what your interests are. Let's kind of put all this together and come up with your brand name. It's really important that, number one, it's catchy. Number two, it's searchable, right? You want to make sure it's searchable. But number three, take advice from me. Have it be something to where people follow you on a journey, right? My first pick, don't tell anyone I said this, but my very first pick was 6-figure dad, okay? Because I was making 6 figures, so it only made sense. But I thought it would be really cool to come up with a name for something that I haven't done yet, but it makes people follow me on that journey. 7-figure dad, that's how I came up with it. It's searchable, right? 7 figures is always searched. Dad is always searched, okay? And it brings people on a journey with me, takes them with me on this journey. And guess what? It's been super successful. I've made it to the front page of Google searches, and it's pretty awesome. So let's pause this video and come up with some ideas. Figure out, like I said, who's your target audience? What are your interests? And let's come up with something together. Okay. Welcome back. The next section, we're going to choose a blogging platform, okay? This is ultimately what you're going to run your entire website off of. My biggest recommendation for people, right? I heard a quote one time that says, if you go cheap, you're going to end up paying out more in the long run anyways. This is why I tell people, stay the hell away from blogger.com and those other garbage free websites. Okay? This is your business. Overall, the expenses that you're going to be putting in aren't even going to compare to opening up a traditional business. But what I want to tell you is stick with WordPress.com. I started with WordPress.com, and it has been absolutely terrific for me as far as SEO, as far as brand awareness, and honestly, people can tell. It shows that you take your brand, your business very seriously. Do we have a section below for that?
What's that?
Hold on.
You can stop that video and start a new one.
No, I'm almost done. The next section, set your goals. Just like in anything, you need to have goals. You need to have things that are going to keep you getting out of bed and keep you motivated, right? You've all heard me say, plan your week before the week begins. Sunday night before you go to bed, plan out your entire week. But that includes goals. You want to make sure you're constantly updating your goals, constantly knowing, hey, listen, how many followers do I want on my website? Maybe you're to the section where you're actually starting to make money. Right? Maybe you're taking your profession that you already have and you're bringing it online. It's important to know how much money you want to make from your website. Or maybe you just set Or maybe you just set deadlines for getting your brand out there. It's important to have goals, and what I want you to do is make sure you fill out the section below and get your goals filled out. I'm almost done. Plan your content. Next, I want you to plan your content. This is so important because, like I said, consistency is actually key with this. It's not about, sprinting and doing a ton of work and then all of a sudden taking 3, 4, 5 months off. You want to make sure that you're consistent in the days that you post and you're consistently adding value and delivering content to your audience. It's very important to stay consistent. Can we get her out of here?
What do you think I'm doing?
Okay. One of the biggest things that killed me early on was getting in the groove of posting on Mondays. And then all of a sudden, I stopped planning. I stopped, writing, and it hurt my brand. It's important to stay consistent with your content. Maybe you pick one day out of the week where you go down to Starbucks and you write 3 or 4 blogs that takes care of the entire month. It's important to make sure you're consistent and you're constantly planning your content ahead of time. And lastly, I want to talk about your blog budget, okay? Like I said, don't be cheap. You're going to end up paying for it in the long run. Make sure that you are not only planning out a budget, having expectations of what you're willing to actually put out financially, but to just have an idea of what you're going to be spending in the long run, right? Write a list of things that you're going to actually have to spend money on. And we're going to help you. We're going to talk about what those things are in the next section, in the next couple days. But you want to make sure that you have an idea of what you're going to be spending so that you can budget for it. This can very easily be not very expensive, or if you're not very good at budgeting, this can very easily hurt the bank account. So make sure you budget, you have an idea of what you're willing to spend, plan on spending, right? And really have a game plan for all of that. So make sure you fill that out and you are well prepared for the next section. And congratulations, you just took care of day 1 of blogging with a purpose. You are well on your way to not only starting your blog, but making money online. I will see you on the next day. I will see you on day 2.